Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nerdcast. Broadcasting live as always from an undisclosed location in the center of Austin, Texas. I am Devin. Late night streaming on a Friday night. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're all doing great. This has been a week for me. This has been quite a week, so I'm enjoying a libation, cheersing to the end of the week. If this was Hassan's broadcast, Hassan Piker's broadcast, House of Dhabi, I would be playing the Mufasa video, even though I'm definitely not intending to get lit tonight. I am long overdue this week for just chilling and not worrying about tomorrow and just vibing. And that's exactly what the plan is for tonight's stream. Usually I come into these things with some kind of idea of what I'm going to talk about or what game I'm going to play, but not tonight. Not tonight. I just wanted to turn it on and just kind of chill. I was actually just gonna, go through Steam and see about what new games I want to play. But I figured, hey, if I'm gonna be on my computer doing that anyways, I may as well make a stream out of it. So, cheers to that. Here we are. And actually, excuse me. One of the games that I was thinking about. My mouse, here it is. It was Darkest Dungeon 2. I hopped onto Steam to see if I could buy it, and it wasn't available there. And I was like, what the fuck? Did this game not come out? I thought it came out like in late October, and it did. October 26th was its release, so it's been out for a few days now. And I was like, well, why can't I get it on Steam? What the hell? So I look it up, and of course, it's only available on Epic Games, which I've never used before. And I have like a natural aversion to things like Epic Games or EA Origin. Does EA's Origin still exist? I imagine that oh god, it does, doesn't it? I remember having to build the Origin installer for Star Wars The Old Republic. And I definitely shouldn't have been the one tasked to do that because it was above my pay grade, but we were stretched, and somebody had to do it, and nobody wanted to do it. So I was like, I mentioned before I was kind of a jack of all trades there. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. So I built and I helped build the installer for that. It wasn't really like a big ordeal or anything, but just kind of weird. I didn't like EA Origin back then. I don't like it now. A lot of these things, I'm sure they're fine, but man, like, and I've already ranted. Like one of the first videos I did on this channel. Hey, what's up, Retro Dad 82? Welcome to the chill stream. One of the first videos I recorded for this channel was actually I was doing Steam reviews for really bad games, and I remember ranting at length about how much I disliked Steam's interface for a variety of reasons. It's just cluttered, it's not intuitive, a lot of times it's laggy, it's just a weird interface. So I'm not like a super Steam fanboy by any stretch or anything, but it is like a single point of it's like a single point of contact for like most of the games I want to play. It makes it at least a little easier to keep things in order. It makes it easier to find a game that I want to buy and just buy it. I already have my purchasing data saved on the platform. So for that reason, I'm like, come on, man, why are we still fucking around with like EA Origin or Epic Games or GOG or whatever else is out there trying to do lesser versions of what Steam already does? So now, because getting Darkest Dungeon 2 requires a commitment to like putting this thing on my computer and putting my payment information into whatever this thing is, it made me take a step back, and I was like, huh. Now, is Darkest Dungeon 2 really gonna be worth doing all of that, going through all of that, and having to manage games on my PC in two places? So I decided to look up some early reviews. Now, granted, if it were on Steam, I would have just bought it and played it, so they would have already had my money. But now that I have to consider, like, do I really want to go out of my way to do all this shit? I'm looking at the Metacritic scores for Darkest Dungeon 2 on PC. The critic reviews aren't in yet, really. There's just this one from Rock Paper Shotgun. But for whatever reason, the user reviews are overwhelmingly negative. I have no idea what that's about. 6 positive, 2 mixed, and 26 negative. So I haven't read any of these yet, so I'm gonna pour through all of this and see what I could ascertain as to why it's so negative. A part of me thinks it's probably just because it's on the Epic Game Store, but we'll see. I hope you like animosity. I mean, that's Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon 2 will eat your eyes and call you selfish for wanting them back. Okay, well. Is there a summation? I don't want to read this entire thing. In the transferal to true roguelike, what does that mean? I thought the first one was a pretty solid roguelike. Darkest Dungeon 2 has got a little lost in the woods, but from what I've glimpsed through the trees, it'll be a handsome coach when it finally arrives done and dusky. Okay, well. They're not too down on it, that is, at least. That's a 10 from, I don't know what that is. 10 from Cyber Genier. What is Captain? Oh boy, he's got a lot to say. Captain Thrall. I was a huge fan of Darkest Dungeon 1, so I was very excited to try Darkest Dungeon 2. I bought and played for 2 hours today, and it was so bad I don't think I'll ever play it again. Jeez. I don't even know where to start. There's so much wrong with the game. I feel like if I'm gonna be going into this Darkest Dungeon thing, then I'm gonna have to do the soundtrack to go along with it. Ruin has come to this dark house. Alright. Let me see if I can do a dramatic reading of this. I don't even know where to start. There's so much wrong with the game. The feel of the game is totally off. The animations are no longer individual comic book style cells. Now, you have smooth animations. They feel extremely generic. The game has no soul. The majority of your time spent playing Darkest Dungeon 2 is stuck in this horrible stagecoach driving mode. What? Stagecoach driving mode? Imagine a bad racing game from the early 2000s. That's pretty much what this feels like, only with slightly worse graphics and worse handling. Why is there car driving in a Darkest Dungeon game? What the fuck is this even? It's so horribly bad. If it was like a brief 30-second little blip of gameplay, maybe it would be tolerable. But this is what you do for the majority of your time in the game. It's not Darkest Dungeon 2, it's Stagecoach Driver Simulator. Okay. So honestly, this is making me kind of want to play it. So the stagecoach driving part was awful, but the rest of the game is good, right? Wrong. The basic monster battles are awful. How did they get this wrong? I could just type for hours. I was bombarded with all of these unskippable tutorial screens. There are hundreds of them. Each has paragraphs of text. What? Why? Can't you just let me play the game? Darkest Dungeon 1 was so intuitive they didn't need tutorials. If anything, a tiny bubble popped up saying, "You poison. Yeah, poison does damage each round." Then the bubble disappeared. In Darkest Dungeon 2, there are lengthy, unskippable paragraphs of tutorial text for everything. It's just so very painfully bad. I refunded this game. Over tutorials, huh? Alright, that's a bit extreme, but I mean, I guess if it was that... I don't know what the stagecoach driving thing is all about. He gave it a 4, but this dude gave it a 2. I'm very disappointed. After a while, it's boring. No variation. It's a waste of time compared to the original game. Alright, well this guy gave it a 0. Here's the reason why it's in early access. Here's the reason why it's in early access. This is an acceptable defense for this game. Early access should still accurately reflect what the finished product will look like. If it doesn't, It's blatant misleading marketing. It's like someone trying to sell you a bike. Let me turn this down. All of a sudden, the volume on this music just amped up. It's like someone trying to sell you a bike without pedals while telling you it'll turn into a Tesla later. Pros, good artwork, animation. This is clearly where the budget went. Cons, everything else. As someone who spent a wealth of time enjoying the first game, I feel betrayed, a little disappointed in this embarrassment of a sequel. Wow, okay. Another 0. What's with these is it really a 0-worthy game? Even if you're disappointed with it, is it really a 0? First game was funded by and made for fans of classic RPGs and ruthless pen and paper questing games. The sequel was funded by and made for Epic's blightful marketing team. It's really, really bad. It looks like an illegal fan-made game. Does it look that bad? I'll watch a trailer for it here in a second. Or maybe some gameplay footage somebody made. And it is a complete reduction of aspects from the brilliant original. Bottom line, I think here is, fuck Epic. Now, wait a second. Does Epic actually have something to do with this game? It was still developed by Red Hook. I mean, it's on the Epic Game Store, but I don't think Epic had anything to do with the development of the game. Yeah, it's published by Red Hook too. I think Epic has to do with it they're hosting it on their little thing. This game is dumbed down trash compared to the original. Shame on you, Red Hook, for selling out. Oh. The devs sold their souls to Epic. So this is all just Epic hate then. The devs sold their soul to Epic. Also, they could sit around and BS new ideas that they had no reason to think would work. Then use name recognition to sell what is at best a spin-off, and at worst a completely different and far worse game compared to its predecessor. Red Hook removed 90% of what made the original game great, including base building. Yeah, I guess there's some base building in that. Character development attached to heroes, slow and steady progression, etc. and filled the gaps with a terribly executed Slay the Spire style gameplay mechanics, which result in the worst of both worlds. Each run only lasts 4 to 5 hours, really. So you have no time to get attached to or feel real investment in your character's runs, but at the same time, the game plays so slowly that each run feels like a slog that sounds paradoxical. And who got invested in the characters in Darkest Dungeon? Mine were dying all the time. I couldn't keep them alive. Personally, I knew this game was headed for the whatever from the moment that the first 3D trailer came out. They abandoned everything that made the original game a success. No unique 2D art style, no Steam Early Access, no lengthy campaign, no attachment to heroes. There will almost assuredly be less mods due to the game design making new class enemies far more complex to add in and not seem out of place, less emphasis on healing, stress reduction, because their motto is just have a good run or get what? Get blank less strategy, optimization prep, and more focus on dumb RNG events. I don't know what that means. This game is a shame and a disgrace to everything that made Darkest Dungeon great. Oh boy, oh boy, people are not liking this one. It's bad, super bad. I can't believe how it's, at first glance, so similar to Darkest Dungeon 1, one of my favorite games of all time, but at the same time, so bad. All the best systems have been slashed, and this music amping up is really driving my anxiety as I read this. I feel like something bad's about to happen. All the best systems have been slashed and replaced with generic crap that doesn't build on the original at all. Character type slash, build potential slash, leveling of all sorts slash, Hamlet slashed, and we get what? A surprisingly tedious and boring stagecoach system and a new relationship stress system. What relationship? That is times less engaging. That is times less engaging and strategic than how it used to be. I had really high hopes for this game, but I'm super let down right now. Oh god, that music. It really amped up there. I gotta de-stress. This was how I de-stressed at Darkest Dungeon 2. Alright. Let's keep going. Let's figure out what this is all about. They're all zeros! No way this game is like a 0 level bad. Early access review. This is a slow, shallow, janky version of Darkest Dungeon. The enemies have too much health, there's virtually zero party or character customization, you have to fiddle with your inventory all the time, and worst of all, it's a game designed to waste your time. You are not supposed to beat it on the first or 10th attempt. You're meant to fail over and over again so you can unlock more characters and more skills. I mean, that's what the first Darkest Dungeon was. This game's a time waster, a slow, shallow, janky time waster. For reference, the original Darkest Dungeon is one of my favorite games of all time. I love the snappy combat, I love playing around with party compositions, I love the simple act of having to pay attention to your levels, to the levels you're exploring, because that's how you find, look, and disarm traps and all that. Darkest Dungeon 2 is a game made by people who liked nothing of what I liked about the first game. Tremendous letdown. They are smoking this game. The devs sold their soul to Epic, another Epic hater, so that all the... Oh wait, I read that one already, okay. I love DD1, and I wanted to love DD2, but it feels like they took all the choices out. Oh man, this is... Read this one. Oh my god! Oh my god, this guy wrote a novel! I am so fucking disappointed. The team just threw out the stress system, which was make the first game so fun and interesting, to the trash, and now, oh gee, okay. I am so fucking disappointed. They just threw out the stress system, which made the first game so fun and interesting, to the trash, and now we are left with never-ending cycle gameplay that sucks so much. Is like building a Jenga tower only for someone to destroy it so you can build it again. There is no point in building the tower if it is going to be destroyed, and just because you will start with a new color block doesn't mean anything if, again, it gets destroyed. At least it is an early access, and maybe they can go back to their roots again and hopefully not copy the never-ending game cycle that you see on Crying Sun, Kingdoms, New Lands, etc. With Epic Games have been giving these types of games for free, and those games only look pretty but don't recommend playing either, okay. Pros, 3D model, Stagecoach. Well, Stagecoach, this guy likes the Stagecoach. The other guy was shitting all over it. Map choices, battle, in, and UI, although needs improvement because at times it gets confusing, are the best upgrades of the game. Con, the animation, the cycle of death and repeat, I mean that's the roguelike nature of the original as well. Discarding items, not accumulating mastery points, okay. Alright, I get the idea. Let's, let me see if I can, I want to see what this is all about here. Alright, I'll just watch a little bit of this. I won't watch the whole 40 minutes. Well, it says it right there! It says it right there! You are not expected to succeed on your first expedition or even your 10th. That's exactly what that guy was bitching about. He was like, you can't beat this on your first or not even your 10th. Well, yeah, they kind of warn you about that right up front, man. Know what you're getting into. Man, I wonder what these gamers would think about, you know, I'm imagining these are probably younger people, but I wonder what they would think about if they ever played, like, Shadowgate. Like, I don't know if you ever played Shadowgate, Retro Dad, but, like, that's a retro game where, dying was the only way you were ever gonna get anywhere in that game. Like, you had to die to learn what the fuck was going on, you know, and you died over and over and over again. Wayne June. Oh, good old Wayne June. That's the guy who does the voice of that. He also reads a lot of Lovecraft audiobooks, so it makes perfect sense that they would get him to do the voice for these games. Oh, that animation doesn't look bad. It's actually in keeping with the spirit of the 2D anime. I mean, it's obviously 3D. It looks like it's cel-shaded. but it's keeping in the spirit of the 2D style art from the first one. It just has a 3D.
I remember our first meeting on the steps of the university. A collegial handshake that would doom us both. Look upon their noble struggle and be humbled by it. Scavenge what you can and be off once more.
So what, is this like an RPG? You got a complete little quest on the way down this little path?
Comforts are exhausted. Ahead, only trial and tribulation. Each gravestone is more than a failure. It is a promise to do better. The bulwark of your denial is giving way.
I actually like the UI a lot better. I mean, it looks like a upgraded Darkest Dungeon, honestly. I don't know what people were bitching about the UI for. Hey Raya, what's up? How are you doing? I caught a little bit of your test stream on Twitch earlier. You're getting ready to light it up. Why is OBS so hard? You know, it's a little complicated when you're first like stumbling through it. But once you do, it's actually it's easy to get used to once you set up your scenes. I don't know if I want to buy this game. I mean, it looks alright. I think the reviews are a little unnecessarily bitchy. Seems like everybody that hates this game just hates Epic. Thank you. It's getting there. I'm gonna be doing gaming streams and discussing discussion panels. Cool, cool. Yeah, you're good at moderating those panels.
Think and rest.
I think I'll hold off on getting this one, though. I don't know. It's not worth all the zeros it's been getting. Zeros and ones. I feel like that'll probably change in time, though. I think maybe the initial burst of people that are just upset about it being a not a Steam game is probably what's tanking that there. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you liked what I said, what Justin said, if you like the content we're providing, if you had any kind of laughs at all, even if you hate us, if you hate my guts, if you want to stab me, if you want to say all sorts of horrible things to me, cool. Like the video, subscribe, you'll get fed all sorts of shit you'll probably hate, and if you like us, you'll get fed all sorts of shit you probably like. So, please and thank you.